I put my microphone down there. Hey YouTube, Gundam here. Welcome back to Space Engineers. Today I'm showing you a new warship, and this one packs a wallop. What I have here is a Nebulon B frigate on the left, and something else on the right. Now, can you tell the differences by looking at the two of them? Maybe I'm a little further away? Well, one thing that should be notable, the tower on the top is a little shorter. Another thing, the antenna is also a little shorter. The wing thing there is a little shorter. And underneath the turbo laser set, there's nothing. Also, that ship is a little longer than that ship. And doesn't that neck look a little bit bigger than that one? Yeah. But there's one other difference that's a bit more noticeable. How's that for a difference? Two necks. This is the Vagabond class heavy frigate. Now, a little brief on the Nebulon. Nebulon actually came with a modular setup. All Nebulons came with 12 laser cannons and 12 turbo lasers. Some could get a heavy turbo laser, some could get a hangar, some could get a medical facility. They normally don't come with hangars. The hangar should be here. Pretty small though. But yeah, normally they don't come with the hangars. Normally they don't come with turbo lasers, the heavy turbo laser rather. And normally they don't come with medical bays. You can upgrade them to do that. They're modular. This is the standard of this thing. The standard of this thing comes with a hangar that's much bigger. It comes with a medical bay that's thicker. It comes with heavier armor. It comes with the big turbo laser and a lot of other guns. Let's get started, shall we? And I'm going to use this color coordination from now on. I wish I would have done this on the Polytech, but I did not, so my bad. So, red for laser cannons, yellow for concussion missile anti-fighter, blue for ion cannons, green for turbo lasers, and the others are unique, so we'll go over those. Oh, and yellow guns like that one for light laser cannon, excuse me. Now, the laser cannons that are on this ship are anti-fighter point defense systems, kind of like on the Venator, okay? They're like the Venator. And there's a total of 34 spread around the ship. Yeah, the back of this thing's ridiculous. 34 laser cannons spread around the ship. Turbo lasers, there's actually 12 spread across the ship. They're in odd spots, but yeah, on the back, there's a lot of weapons on the back of this ship. The ship also comes with 12 dual turbo lasers. These are dual turbo lasers on this ship. Other ships, those are dual heavies. This thing, they're duals. And as you can see, there's quite a few for a broadside, or a frontal attack, rather. A frontal attack is nasty from this thing. It comes with a heavy turbo laser. It comes with multiple point defense on the outside to shoot down fighters and meteors and little bitty asteroids. Not as good as these at taking down fighters, or the rotary blasters. Speaking of which, there are 12 rotary blasters spread across. 4 anti-fighter concussion missile launcher turrets, 8 ion cannon batteries on the necks, 4 anti-ship concussion missile launchers, 5 light laser cannons, there's 1. The hangar is significantly bigger. The ship has 2 more main engine sets, far heavier shielding, more maneuverable, faster, And the ship is supposed to use a antimatter combustor reactor. Oh, along with a although there isn't a good model in the game, this is supposed to be a 6-barreled mass driver. And one on the other side. There's 2 of them. And there's your antenna, by the way. Again, it's limited. So, yeah. So, the Vagabond heavy frigate. The shields rival Imperial 3s. Or, yeah. Well, they have good regeneration, some resistance as well, but the capacity is similar to an Imperial 3. Antimatter reactor allows for antimatter fuel 42 days with everything in full 100%. It's as fast in a straight line as, not the Corellian Corvette, but not too much slower than that. It can maneuver as well as a Corellian Corvette by having thrust vectoring on 3 main engines. Thick armor plating. As I said, it already has a enhanced hangar bay. Fuel range, because of a fuel-efficient engine, 35,000 light years. I forgot to mention that on the Paltec. But the Paltec uses a ram scoop and some other systems, so yeah. 35,000 light years. Now, what about that antimatter combustor engine? Well, an antimatter collider system has hadron colliders built in and will thus create its own fuel. An antimatter combustor is just a storage tank and then the combustion chamber. No ram scoops, but the ship is designed to dock with a Paltec or an Imperial 4, which I believe I forgot. Yeah, I forgot to put on the side point, which is supposed to be here with a pair of pistons. My bad. Let me be right back. Alright, I'm gonna have to hook that up later, but yes, there are a pair of pistons that would extend out to allow the, and that would be in Star Wars as well, pistons that would extend out to allow the ship to dock with a Imperial 4, and it would pull it in as well. It would dock with an Imperial 4 or a Paltec, either from there, or this bottom one hiding down here, which that doesn't have. So, now the interior, yeah, the interior is the interior, but the exterior, yeah, again, those weapons, 4 anti-fighter missiles, 8 ions, 12 rotaries, 12 turbos, 12 dual turbos, 2 mass drivers, 4 anti-ship missiles, 1 heavy enhanced turbo, 34 laser cannons, and 5 light laser cannons. And the 2 next. Again, the shields are similar to that of Imperial 3, but they have resistance and recharge. The ship uses an antimatter combustor, which means it just has a storage tank. Enough for 42 days if everything's at maximum, and the ship has a light speed range of 35,000 light years because of fuel efficiency. Taking a look at some of the weapons now. We have the ship bridge here. On that bridge, there's no guns just above it. This one there is. Also, on the side, these guns aren't here. A lot of these aren't. Turbo lasers with a rotary on the bottom with a laser cannon. Now down here, there's these which have a bit of a ship in the way, but they do shoot out effectively to deal with, because an enemy fighter might try to come in from above, but their primary goal might be to reach this if they can even find it. It's not easy. One of the reasons it's so heavily defended. This is a hatch that isn't on that thing. This ship is designed for continuous battle, which is why it has solar panels and it has multiple oxygen farms, which would not be there in Star Wars. The neck is thicker, there are 2 necks, and the ship is capable of operating with no changes if one of the necks is completely cut off. Not just where the blue is, but further back as well. So, again, an expanded hangar, and there's more connector points on the necks, sides and bottom, and again, there's 2 of them. Let's explore the interior. Oh, before I explore the interior, I'm going to take a look at the hangar. The hangar, first off, is defended on the outside, not to mention some guns there and the guns at the bottom. But the hangar has a little bit more than that. We're inside the hangar here. The hangar is extended, well, widened rather. It's actually not lengthened, it's just widened. But this is a pretty big widened hangar with some serious firepower to help defend the ship. Multiple welders to repair fighter craft. I don't know if there's additional thing. Now you would take these 1, 2, 3, then 4. But hit button 1, the lights go out. It's dark in here. Except for that light stays on. Button 2 is supposed to vent it. Button 3 begins those lights. Which do look good for some reason though they're not. There we go. Wait, nope. There we are. Looks pretty. Button 4 opens the door. Now, here's a flaw with the here's the flaw with the Nebulon design. If you open this door or that door, this is what you vent. You vent this room, you vent this passageway, you vent the hangar, but also you vent the cryo room here. You vent a lot if you open that door. And then you have this airlock to the medical room. Not so much with this thing. Oh man, look at all the guns on the back of this thing. And the sides. And the bottom here. There's like one over there. There's 3. With this, heavily reinforced, this is its own little airlock. Open this, and then you can go up to the hangar or down to other parts. Go up, you can reach the hangar. So yeah, if you open that, you'll vent it, but you have to open that door. Oh yeah, there is also this little catwalk sitting here, so it's a little easier to get in. But yeah, you have to open that door. You can vent this without venting the rest. The bridge is also slightly better, a little more recessed, a little more secured, things like that. Back to the hangar. We're gonna take this in reverse now. Button 4, wait for the doors to close. Okay. Button 3, 2, and 1. There we go. Now, if you follow this going up, you then go over to the side, go up again, to this door. Keeping the cryo unit airtight. Very nice. Obviously you go through here to get to the medical room, but there's a turret hiding up there now. That wasn't there before. And then you come into here, which is the divide for the neck. It's a nice viewing area. You can look around. Both sides are identical. Going through, this is the starboard side. This here is one of the airlocks for fighters. There's an airlock for fighter craft. Fighter craft. That's a vent. Fighter craft and fighter craft again. Then you go out here, which there's a vent up there, so this is an airtight room. Back to here, there's another vent. And then you come here, which is the rear area. You can see exactly where the ship's going. Also, the secondary bridge, which the Nebulon's not really supposed to have, but this one does. Head down some more. You have an airlock to get into the engineering department. You also have this as the secondary bridge all the way down here. And you have airlocks here on the side that lead to these little areas right on the side of the secondary bridge, which have plenty of defenses each. Besides the fact you have to get to that point on the ship, good luck at that. Well, it's doable. on top of that, we have. If I find the who is it? Yeah, this one. Going in through here, you can see anyone that's inside from the other side of a window. Just, you know, just in case. Obviously, there's plenty of turrets. This here is the first. This is the rear, a viewing port. Nice little viewport. This would be a lot smaller on if this thing were full size. The little terminal. The central area which can be used for meetings or whatnot. And the forward point here. Now how do you tell which part of the ship's where? Simple. Well, from this point you can't really tell, but if you look down there you can see that. From here you can't really tell unless you... No, can you even look back? Yeah, you can. You can see the fin. Also, there's that light out there, which doesn't really help. Basically, just know which side you're on. The longer one is the, there should be a door here, but there's not. That's okay. I don't know why there isn't. Should be. Maybe I, got rid of it by accident. Yeah. Here's this. Yeah, there should be a door here. My bad. There it is. Okay. So you have this big area here. I think the door should be here. Check the rear. Nope. It should not. Yeah, it should be right there. Okay. There should be a gun there. It's not. Yep. There should be a gun right about there, but there's not. Because this door's here. Cool. At any rate, yeah. You have the nice little gun. Is that there? Everything that's around here, obviously. So many weapons in this thing. Now, about that hatch. This is something that isn't on the Nebulon. Taking this down, although the actual Nebulon would have something, take this down, you have a spiral staircase. Spiral staircase that takes you by a few gyroscopes, takes you by a cargo container, a nuclear reactor, a conveyor, another nuclear reactor, a little light, and an air vent, another light. You have an oxygen generator there. And then you have a pair of assemblers that are not on the other. Along with heavy shields. This whole area is supposed to be oxygen tanks, but I filled the two next with oxygen tanks so that you don't need to worry about that. So I added in shields and gyros. And here's the gravity well generator. The gravity generator. Along with an airlock. And again, kind of defended. It's not going to be easy to get that, but it's not going to be impossible. But let's face it, it's not gonna be fun. Beyond the side, you have this big area here. You can have a piston to hook it up on the side or something of a Imperial, or just hook it up on that point there. This obviously isn't on the piston. The Imperial would have to have the piston, but yep. At any rate, I hope you've enjoyed a not so good view, but a view of my Vagabond class heavy frigate, based highly on the Nebulon frigate. Yeah, this thing is meant to dish out a huge view. Imagine from the front, okay? From the front, if you're far enough away, you have those two dual turbos, that dual turbo, that dual turbo, these 7 dual turbos, these missile launchers that heavy, those 2 turbos, you have a few laser cannons here, you have that turbo, and if you're even slightly turned, that turbo can hit you as well with ion cannons. That's quite a bit. "12 dual turbos, 12 turbos, 12 rotaries, 8 ion, 4 NE fighter missile, 4 NE ship missile, 1 heavy turbo, 2 mass drivers," again represented by those because reasons, and 34 laser cannons. They're anti-fighter mainly, but can be used against ships similar like what's on the Ghost. And 5, light anti-fighter, along with a few point defense. Little bitty blaster things, which are like tiny. They're meant for infantry mainly, but you can use them against weak fighters. So yeah, the Vagabond heavy frigate. Catch you later.